श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिनी। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिनी। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सखगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सखगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By Lord Sri Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 17 slokas in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And for those who are joining for the first time, welcome to this Bhagavad Gita lecture. And no need to worry if we are in the 8th chapter, because here I'm going to focus on all the slokas from different chapters, so that way we won't miss anything. And this is the title of 8th chapter. When Arjuna asked the question to Krishna, what is good for me? So Krishna is now saying that it's good for you to come to me. That's it. To come back to me, to come to me, to go to Krishna's abode. So that's what is good for us. Nothing else is good for us. In this material world, there is nothing that is good for us. Because this material world, everything is temporary. That is the main reason, and everything is miserable. So that way, in this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, Krishna is teaching us the complete instructions, complete guidance about how to reach him, how to go to him. So that should be our ultimate goal, is that there is matparaha. So Krishna is saying that manasamyamya matchitto, manasamyamya matchitto. So you control your mind and keeping me as the ultimate goal. Yukta asita matparaha. So that way we need to perform, we need to act in this world, we need to act. Every day we are doing so many activities, but we need to know how to act in such a way that we can go to Krishna as well. So that means we need to prepare. We need to act in the sense we need to prepare ourselves to go to Krishna as well. So that is our world. So that is our native place. That is Krishna's abode. So that's what Krishna is teaching in the Bhagavad Gita, that you come back to. Nirmana moha chita sanga dosa adhyatma nitya vinivriddha kamaga dvandvaihi muktaga sukha dukkha samjaihi gacchantyamudaga padam avyayam tathe. In one sloka, how many things Krishna is saying there? Nirmana moha jita sanga dosa. So, free from illusion. Nirmana moha. Jita sanga dosa. Having conquered the fault that is called the attachment. So, dosa. Dosa means it is the fault. What the mistakes, what we are doing in this material world is keep getting ourselves attached to material sense objects. That's why Krishna is saying that Nirmana moha jita sanga dosa. Adhyatma vidya vinivriddha kamaham. So getting the knowledge about ourself, the knowledge about Atma. So that's what Adhyatma. So about the soul, Adhyatma. So in the 8th chapter, in the beginning, we studied when Arjuna asked the question about it, Kim tat brahma, kim adhyatma, kim adhyatma. Kim karma purushottama. So we need to know that we are not the body, we are the soul, and we need to know that we are controlled by the three modes of material nature, and each and every individual has got that swabhava. Swabhavo-dhyatma muchyate. Aksharam Brahma Paramam Swabhavo-dhyatma muchyate. Bhuta Bhavo-dbhava-kharo Visarga Karma Samjitaha. So that Adhyatma Vidya, Vinivriddha Kamaha. So freed from all desires of material sense gratification. Vinivriddha Kamaha. Dvandvaihi Muktaha. Dvandvaihi, free from the dualities. Sukha Dukkha Samnehi, being equal in both happiness and distress. So, Nirmana Moga Chita Sanga Dosa Adhyatma Vidya Vinivriddha Kamaga Dvandvaihi Muktaga Sukha Dukkha Samnehi Gacchantya Muda Padam Avyayam That. So Gachanti will reach Amuda. Amuda means this is the place Krishna is saying Amuda. Many places Krishna is saying Muda. Muda means fools. So Muda means fools. Here Krishna is saying Amuda. Amuda means one who is not a fool. Gachanti Amuda Padam Avyayam Tat. So he will reach to the permanent abode. That's what Gachanti Amuda Padam Avyayam Tat. That's what Krishna is saying there. Adhyatma Nitya, not Vidya, Adhyatma Nitya. So Adhyatma Nitya Vinivriddha Kamaha Dvandvaihi Muktaga Sukha Dukkha Samnehi Gachanti Amuda Padam Avyayam Tat. So we'll reach the destination, that is the permanent abode. So that is the main thing. Padam Avyayam. Padam Avyayam. So we need to go to Krishna as well, means we need to meet all these qualifications what Krishna is saying here. So that means in our life, every activity should be centered towards achieving these qualities, achieving all these qualities. Because if you are free from all illusions, nirmana moha, if you are able to give up all kinds of attachment to this material world, nirmana moha jitasanga dosa. So then if you get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, Adhyatma Nitya Vinivritta Kamaga, free from the desires for sense gratification, then Dvandvaihi Muktaga Sukha Dukkha Samnehi, free from the dualities and being equal in both happiness and distress, then we will be not fools. So Amudaga Gachanti Padam Avyayam Thate, we will reach that supreme abode, Krishna's abode. Otherwise, what is going to happen in this material world? Krishna is saying that in the next sloka in the 15th chapter, Mamaivamso Jiva Lokhe Jiva Bhutha Sanatanaka Manasastani Indriyani Prakritistani Karsati. So we are of Krishna's Amsa, Krishna's nature, but we are struggling in this material world instead of going to Krishna's world. That is our own place. So in this material world, Jiva Loka, this is a Jiva Loka. So we don't have to struggle in this Jiva Loka. We need to go to Krishna's abode, that is Goloka. So Krishna's abode is Goloka. So we need to go there. Gachanti Amudaga Padam Avyayam Tat. So we need to reach that supreme destination. So that way, that is possible only when we get this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. If we have this Bhagavad Gita, that's why this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is very, very, very important for us. I know we don't have enough time to in this life to go through all other Vedas or even these Itikasas like Ramayana, Mahabharata. There is so much to go and read and understand. So all those stories, it's very nice for the children to study Ramayana, Mahabharata. They should become experts. So that's what in the schools they should teach that as a very important curriculum. This Ramayana, Mahabharata should be one subject. Ramayana should be one subject. Mahabharata should be another subject. Like we are having physics or chemistry and English and math, like that. These two subjects should be there. Each one should be a separate subject on its own. Starting from the first standard onwards up to 12th grade, they should study. That's what they should teach. And then we should be able to study and understand this Bhagavad Gita fully. That's what very, very important. This Bhagavad Gita, so if we design a curriculum, there should be the curriculum. So, because this physics, chemistry, or biology, or math, they're not very hard. They're not super hard to study. If we become a devotee of Krishna, if we are studying for Krishna, if we are doing everything for Krishna, then Krishna will give us all the knowledge. That's what Krishna is saying, that I give you everything, all the knowledge what you want, what you need. Krishna gives us. So it will become very easy for us to excel in this world. Even materially speaking, we will be great scholars. There is no doubt about it. Only when we study and understand this Bhagavad Gita. So that way, this Bhagavad Gita, right now for us, this Bhagavad Gita is a very important knowledge. So we need to study Bhagavad Gita. At this point of time, for those who are already finished schools and who are in college, or who are already working, and we are in different age groups. So we need to make sure this Bhagavad Gita is the knowledge what we need. If we understand this Bhagavad Gita fully, we are going to go to Krishna's well. There is no doubt about it. We are going to. There is no doubt about it at all. So that's what we are attempting every day. We are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are going through each and every sloka like in depth. We are trying to understand all these slokas because it's purely Krishna's causeless mercy. We are getting this opportunity to study this Bhagavad Gita at length every day. It's Krishna's mercy. At least 6 days a week we are studying. So that way Krishna is teaching us so much of knowledge. In the second chapter, in one sloka, Krishna told Arjuna, when Arjuna was lamenting in the first chapter, when he was crying, Arjuna was crying and his eyes were full of tears. So Asrupurna Kulekshanam, Tam Tatha Kripaya Vishtam, Asrupurna Kulekshanam, Visidantam Idam Vakyam, Uvacha Madhusudana. Madhusudana spoke to Arjuna, whose eyes were full of tears. Asrupurna Kulekshanam. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching everything at that time in the second chapter from the sloka 11 to 30. So those 20 slokas, Krishna is completely teaching about the soul, the scientific knowledge about the soul. Only in those 20 slokas, very clearly Krishna is teaching us. We should remember all those slokas. We should understand all these slokas. So in that one sloka, Krishna was teaching that in Avyaktadini Bhutani Vyakta Madhyani Bharata Avyakta Nidanani Eva Tatra Kapari Devana. So in the beginning, all the living entities, they were Avyakta. Avyakta means unmanifested. Unmanifest. Avyakta. So that's what in the beginning. Unmanifest means we didn't have any body. The souls, they didn't have any body. This material world itself was not there. So that's what is called Avyakta. This material world itself was not created. That status is known as Avyakta. That's why Avyaktadini Bhutani. Vyakta Madhyani Bharata. Then in the middle, Madhyani. Madhyani means in the middle, everything was created, everything was manifest. Vyakta Madhyani Bharata. Then Avyakta Nidanani Eva. At the end, everything again goes back to Avyakta. Tatra ka paridevana. Then why are you worrying? Then what is the need for you to worry? That's what Krishna is asking Arjuna. Tatra ka paridevana. So we understand that very clearly. Krishna is teaching in the second chapter itself that this now we are Vyakta. We are because we manifest in this body. We are having this material body that is known as Vyakta. So in the 8th chapter, in the sloka what we studied yesterday in the 17th sloka, Krishna was giving the time scale about in the Brahma's world compared to this earth. So in the earth, we studied that, if you all remember, 4.32 billion years in this earth is equal to 1 day for Brahma. 12 hours for Brahma. 4.32 billion years. So that means our solar system, the age of our solar system is right now, it's exactly 4.32 billion years. It's exactly matching. The order of magnitude is so much correct. It's so much accurately it's matching. So Krishna is teaching us that is equivalent to 1 day for Brahma, 12 hours for Brahma, Ahar. Then similarly, another 4.32 billion years is equivalent to 1 night for Brahma. So what are we going to study today? So in the sloka, what we studied in the 17th sloka, Krishna taught us yesterday, in the 17th sloka we studied, Sagasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyad Brahmano Viduhu Ratrim Yuga Sagasrantam Tegoratra Vido Janaka. So Sagasra Yugam, 1000 yugas is equivalent to 1 day for Brahma. Sagasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyad Brahmano Viduhu Ratrim Yuga Sagasrantam Tegoratra Vido Janaka. So similarly, 1000 yugas are equivalent to 1 night for Brahma. I explained at length yesterday. So basically, 1 Kali Yuga is 432,000 years, 4,32,000 years. So 10 Kali Yugas is equivalent to 1 Mahayuga. So that means 43,20,000 years. 4,32,000 years is equivalent to 1 Kali Yuga. 10 times Kali Yuga is equivalent to 1 Mahayuga. So Dwapara Yuga is 2 times Kali Yuga, Treta Yuga is 3 times Kali Yuga, and Krita Yuga is 4 times Kali Yuga. So 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 10. So 10 times Kali Yuga, that is 43,20,000 years is equivalent to 1 Mahayuga. So then 1000 such Mahayugas in this earth. So we multiply that by 1000. So 1000 such Mahayugas in this earth is equivalent to 1 day for Brahma. So during Brahma's day, what is going to happen is Krishna is saying that in the next sloka, what we are studying, in the sloka number 18. So we studied 18. In the 18th sloka in the 8th chapter, Krishna is teaching us that Avyaktat Vyaktayaha Sarvaha Prabhavanti Agaragame Ratriyagame Praliyante Tatraiva Vyakta Samjnake. Avyaktat Vyaktayaga Sarvaha. So from the unmanifest, Avyaktat, Vyaktayaga, we will become manifest. So that's what Avyaktat Vyaktayaga Sarvaha. So originally, when Brahma's night falls, there is this, we don't exist with this body. Of course, the soul is always there. The soul is eternal. Na jayate mriyate vakada sinnayam bhutva bhavitta vanabhuyaga ajonityaga sasvato yam purano na hanyate hanyamane sarire. The soul has neither birth nor death at any point of time. So the soul is always there. Yenam veti hantaram yaschainam manyate khatam ubhautau na vijanitho nayam hanti na hanyate. Anyone who thinks that the soul is the killer or the soul can be killed, both of them are not in knowledge, because the soul cannot be killed and the soul cannot kill. So that way we are the soul, we are not the body, we are always there. But having this material body is known as Vyakta. But when we don't have this material body, it is known as Avyakta. So during Brahma's day, what is going to happen when the Brahma's day starts? When the Brahma's day starts, in those 12 hours of Brahma, which is equivalent to 4.32 billion years in this earth. So when Brahma's day starts, we are going to get this material body. So that's what Sargepi. So that means when this earth is, when this material world is created, we will be born. We will be forced to accept this material body due to our svabhava, our modes of nature. So then, during Brahma's day, we will keep dying and taking another birth and die and take another birth and then go through death, birth, old age, disease and death, birth, old age, disease and death, birth, old age, disease and death. If I say this many, many times, won't it be boring? Say I'm saying 10, 15 times. Birth, old age, disease and death, 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 birth, old age, disease and death. If I keep on saying that, it looks like very boring. But that's what we are doing in our life. That's what is happening for us. We keep on coming back to this material bed. We die and again take another birth. And then struggle and suffer and then die and then take another birth, another body. And then go through the same cycle of repeated birth, old age, disease and death, birth, old age, disease and death, birth, old age, disease and death. This is happening continuously without any stop. And it stops. When it stops, when Brahma's night falls. When Brahma's night falls, then there are no more material wealths. Everything Krishna is saying in the 9th chapter, Krishna is saying that Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya Prakritim Yanti Mamikam Kalpakshaye Punagastani Kalpadau Sujamyakam. Everything, all Bhutani, Sarva Bhutani, all this Mahabhutam, Jiva Bhutam, all Bhutani, Panjabhutam, everything. Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya Prakritim Yanti Mamikam. They enter into my nature. Kalpakshaye means when the Kalpa ends. That means when Brahma's night falls, when Brahma's day ends. So when Brahma's day ends, everything enters into my nature. Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya Prakritim Yanti Mamikam Kalpakshaye Punagastani Kalpadav Sujamyaham. Then again, when Brahma's day starts, I create them again, everything. So that's what is Avyakta. When Brahma's night falls, everything enters into Krishna's nature. We will also enter into Krishna's nature. So then it is known as Avyakta. Then again, when Brahma's day starts, then Vyakta. Then during the 12 hours of Brahma, will continue through this repeated birth, old age, disease and death. It's very difficult even to tell itself, to say itself, to repeat this itself is so much boring, but we are doing this innumerable number of times, unlimited, countless number of times. That's what is happening for us if you don't have this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. If you don't put serious efforts to get out of this repeated cycle of birth, old age, disease and death. We need to get out of this place. That's why this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is very, very important. This is like in a programming, there is some loop, like do loop. So if we just keep on going, unless we meet that condition, satisfy that condition that we remember Krishna at the time of death, then we can get out of this cycle. Otherwise, we will continue this forever. So that's why we need to use this life to prepare to go to Krishna's well. So that means we should actually practice remembering Krishna in our life every day. We should practice remembering Krishna. That should be our very busy job actually. We should be extremely busy in remembering Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Otherwise, everything is waste. So, Krishna is using in another sloka in the 7th chapter also, Avyaktam Vyaktimapannam Manyante Mam Abuddhayaha Param Bhavam Ajananto Mama Bhuta Maheswaram. So, Abuddhayaga means those who have no intelligence. Abuddhayaga. They think that, Manyante. Manyante means they think that I was originally unmanifest and then now manifested. Avyaktam Vyaktimapanna Manyante Mam Abuddhaya. Parambhava Majananto. They don't understand my superior nature. Mama Bhuta Maheswaram. I am the Maheswara. I am the controller. I am the supreme controller of all these living entities, all these worlds. So that way we cannot think Krishna like us. Krishna is Avyakta, we cannot say like that. So that way, here Krishna is teaching us that Avyaktat Vyaktayaga Sarvaga Prabhavanti Aharagame Ratriyagame Pralayante Tatraiva Vyakta Samjana. So now we know that as Krishna says that Sarvabhutani Kaunteya Prakritim Yanti Mamikam Kalpakshe Punagastani Kalpadav Sujamyaham. So, in the 14th chapter, the 2nd sloka, which I have quoted many, many times in the past, In that shloka, Krishna is saying that idam jnanam upashitya mama sadamyamatha sargepi nopajayante pralaye navyadanti cha. Anyone who takes shelter unto this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, idam jnanam upashityam, they will attain my nature. Mamasa dharmyam agata. Then when this material world is created, that's what from avyakta to vyakta, that's what sarge. Sargepi nopajayante, they won't take birth in this material world. They will not come back to this material world when this material world is created. Pralaye navyadanti cha, when this material world is annihilated from vyakta to avyakta, that is when Brahma's night falls, when everything is annihilated, when everything enters into Krishna's nature. So at that time nothing happens to us when we go to Krishna's place. That's why sargepi nopajayante pralaye navyadanti cha. So in this sloka, in the 18th sloka, in the 8th chapter, we very clearly understand Krishna is teaching us that avyaktat vyaktayaga sarvaha prabhavanti aharagame. When Brahma's day starts, everything comes from the unmanifest to manifest status. And then ratri agame praliyante tatraiva avyakta samjanake. So when the night falls, everything will be dissolved, everything will be annihilated, and we will get into like Krishna's avyakta status, unmanifest status. So this is a very important science Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita. So that's why this Bhagavad Gita is full of science. Bhagavad Gita is the king of knowledge. We are very fortunate by Krishna's mercy, we are getting this knowledge and understanding all these scientific concepts. Krishna is teaching us very, very well. So, of course, by Krishna's mercy, we are on the right direction. We are progressing towards Krishna. There is no doubt about it because we are studying Bhagavad Gita. That's why Krishna is saying that idam jnanam upasitya mama sadharmyam agata sargepi nopajayante pralaye navyadanti. So when we take shelter into this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, that's why every day, in every lecture, I'm emphasizing only on Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita is the ultimate knowledge, the king of knowledge. That's what we need right now. So by Krishna's mercy, we have successfully finished this sloka number 18 today in the 8th chapter. So I will stop now and we will discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
The question from iPhone Meera, she asked, what is the meaning of avyukt? Avyukt.
Avyakta, correct? Avyakta and Vyakta.
Yes.
So that's what I was. 1 second, let me. Hare Krishna, Timit Prabhu. Okay. So Avyakta is, just now I was explaining very clearly that Avyakta is the unmanifest status. So when we are unmanifest, so that status is known as Avyakta. So that means we don't have the body. So there is no material world, nothing, there is no body, but we are in a dormant state. So in a very dormant state, so that's what is known as Avyakta. Vyakta means right now we are in the Vyakta state. So we are having this body, so that's what it is known as Vyakta. So Avyakta means unmanifest state. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji. And there is one more question from Nitin Prabhu.
Yeah.
The question is, Hare Krishna Guruji, as per my reading, the spiritual journey of individual being keeps accumulating spirituality through various incarnations. To put it in simple way, the spirituality I earn in this life carries forward in next life. Please give your thoughts on this one.
Hare Krishna, Nitin Prabhu. What you said is exactly right. That's what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita also. So in the 2nd chapter, Krishna is teaching us in the 40th sloka in the 2nd chapter. Nega vikramana sosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapi asya dharmasya trayate makato bayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution. Even a little advancement in this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. So whatever spiritual advancement we make, whatever spiritual progress we make, that's going to stay permanently with us. In the 6th chapter also we are studying that at length. Because Arjuna is asking a question to Krishna. Ayetihi sraddhayopetho yoga chalitamaanasaga aprapya yoga samsiddhim kam gatim Krishna gacchati. So one who in the beginning he tried to control the mind but couldn't succeed and left in between. So what's going to happen to him? So Krishna is saying that so he will not lose whatever he gained. So it's going to be with him. And then he will actually go and take birth in the pious planets and live there as if it is permanent, but again comes back and takes birth in a pious and aristocratic families and in the devotees family. So such birth is very rare. That durlabhadram. So durlabhadram means it's very rare. Loke janma yadidrisam. So that kind of birth, to get that kind of birth in this world is very rare. So then prayatnat yatamanastu yogi samruddha kilbisaga aneka janma samsiddhaga tato yati param gatim. So even before in the previous sloka also Krishna says that purvabhyasena tenaiva kriyate avasopi saga jijnasurapi cha yogasya sabda brahmati vartate. So even in the previous sloka Krishna is saying that so he will get labate paurva dehikam. So whatever progress we made in this life, so in the next life we will get that same that labate paurva dehikam. So in our previous janma, previous birth, so whatever progress we made, so that we will get it. That's what Krishna is saying in the 6th chapter. Already we studied at length. So tatratam buddhi samyogam labate paurva dehikam yatate chatato bhuyaga samsiddhau kurunandana. So tatratam buddhi samyogam labate paurva dehikam. So whatever buddhi, whatever intelligence, whatever achievement, whatever spiritual progress we make in this life, so in the next life we will get it back. That's what labate. Labate paurva dehikam. Labate paurva dehikam. Labate means we'll get it back. Paurva dehikam means in the previous body. So whatever spiritual progress we make in the previous body, life, we'll get it back. So that means if in this life we are putting a lot of effort and we make so much of progress towards Krishna, so that's going to stay with us and then we'll start from where we are living. If we get 100%, if we completely forget about this material world, we remember only Krishna, then we are going to go to Krishna. But if we are not able to completely remember Krishna, fully surrender unto Krishna, bahunam janmanam amte jnanavan mam pravattade vasudevam sarvam miti samahatma sudullabham. So it needs many, many births. Once we get the complete knowledge that Krishna is everything, so then knowing that Vasudevam Sarvamiti, so we will Jnanavan Mam Pravattante. If we surrender unto Krishna, then we will go to Krishna. Otherwise, if we whatever progress we make, we are going to keep from there and we'll continue from there. So then Purvabhyasena Tenaiva. So Purva Abhyasena means in the past birth, whatever the practice we made and whatever progress we made. So because of that, we will be naturally attracted to this yoga, this Bhagavad Gita. So that's what is happening to all of us. It's not that we are suddenly this life itself, we got this opportunity to study Bhagavad Gita, we got serious into this. It is not like that. It's happening from our previous lives. It's happening. So Krishna is arranging the opportunities. Krishna knows everything. So that way, for your question, Prabhu, you are absolutely right that the spiritual progress, whatever we make, it's going to be permanent, that effect. So that's why we should do each and every activity in connection with Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you for asking such an important question. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guruji. And we are to the end of the questions. I see many new names. I see Karedla Vamsi. I'm unmuting Karedla Vamsi. Can you unmute and get introduced to Guruji?
Hare Krishna.
Okay, I think he's not able to unmute. I'll move to the